Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Tina and you're highly welcome. Welcome to my unfinished studio. In 1951, two families met up. They decided to go on a picnic to a mountain. They went with their kids. There was Larry and Janet Miggy. Larry and Janet were like 7 and 5 years old, while Stephen was 3 years old. While the parents were setting up their camp, they just realized that their kids were gone. At first, maybe they would not really think of it like a big deal. Maybe they're just around. They started looking for them, and when they couldn't find them, they had to go to the main building, the place where they maybe registered or something, to go and make a report. They took a phone and they had to call authorities, and they all came out and they started searching. Not just the authorities, people that also came to the picnic and other people who were around. They started searching for the kids. They didn't find the kids. Kind of felt like since the kids were not here in the mountain, maybe they have been kidnapped, right? I mean, where are they? While they were still looking for the kids, there was this searcher who was like out of the searching range, at least the places that they felt they would be around, but this searcher was way out of that area. And he said while he was searching for the kids, he just happens to see a head pop out from a tree, and it was Larry. So immediately he went over to Larry and he saw Janet, and he also saw Stephen. They were hiding inside a log. He just called authorities and they all came to that place, that point, and they took kids to the hospital. It kind of took a while before the kids actually got themselves. They asked Larry because he was the oldest. Larry had a whole story to say. I know the story might sound unbelievable, but I don't know, it's kind of impossible because the kids were out of the line that maybe everybody thought that they would be in, but the kids were not there. But Larry took a moment and he explained that while they were playing, they saw a bear. The bear was chasing them. The bear had chased them off the mountains, and they had to hide in a log, the same log that the searcher found them. And he said while the bear was looking for them, there was also a gorilla that was looking for them. The story might seem kind of fake because there were no gorillas in the forest, but yeah, there were bears. So they felt like, okay, maybe the gorilla was maybe a searcher that was like looking for them, for the kids, for like almost 48 hours. They were just glad that the kids were back and there were no further investigations. In 1989, there was this girl named Louise, a college grad student. She was 22 years old at that time. She was an experienced hiker. She was just in this confused state, like the way that we are all in right now. She just thought to herself, maybe if I go into the woods, I think I'm just going to experience a better thing. I think I'm just going to live my life or try to enjoy my life. And her parents were really supportive of her because she was an experienced hiker, and they felt great. Like, call us if you need anything, just make sure you come home safe. So she called her friend and they were supposed to meet up at a trail. They already planned it, very detailed hiking. The first 7 days she would be on her own in the forest, the last days she would meet up her friend at this spot, at this trail, and then they would continue the hiking together. First 3 days they're okay, the weather was fine, she was just having fun with this whole thing. I mean, she's done this before. So on the 3rd day she kind of felt strange. She was just having this strange feeling, this strange vibe, like something was not really going down well. This instinct that we all have, like someone is watching me. What is going on? She couldn't place where this feeling was coming from. Like, she just pushed it aside mentally and started packing up her tent, looking around while she was packing her tent and everything. And then just out of the blues, she just happens to see somebody just standing right there looking back at her. She just decided to like double take and look again, and she didn't see anybody. Was her mind playing tricks on her? Who is this person that she just saw? But maybe she kind of felt like, okay, maybe I didn't really see it. Must be a tree. But she just could not just get this feeling off her mind. Like, did I really see somebody there? And she just quickly started packing up her tent, feeling like she's being watched, but she didn't really care. She packed up her bags and started running down the trail. But then she realized that she was already far, like way behind. She's thinking to herself, like, I need to get off this trail. Her plan was to walk down the trail, look for civilization, or take a shortcut. She believed that there was a road that was running on this same particular trail that she was on. She was really scared that this person following her was also taking the same trail. She just became very scared again and walked off the trail, ran up into the mountains. She just kept hearing this footstep. She knew somebody was really stalking her. She felt the voices that she was hearing was coming from a deep man's voice or an animal. After running for hours in this forest, into this mountain, she just realized that she was lost, and it was already dark, it was already night. She just knew somebody was really following her, but she couldn't go back to the trail because the person might be out there. So she just set up camp in this point and just hopefully prays that nobody comes to get her. Sure enough, she started hearing the voices again. She started hearing this person walking around her tent, like literally walking around her tent. And she was just praying, like, let the sun come up, let the morning come up. And she just had to endure. She was very quiet. I don't think she even slept. And immediately the sun came up, immediately it was morning, she just packed up her tent again and started running in the direction that she doesn't even know where she's going to. As she was running, she did not still see the road, the trail. Night came again and the same thing happened. When sun came up, she just packed up her bag and started running, looking for the road. She didn't see the road until it was night again. She had to camp and stay back again in the forest and, still very, very terrified. A couple of days later, Louise was supposed to meet her friend at the trail point, and when her friend noticed that she was not even around, she didn't even come out, the friend left the trail and went to go and call the authorities. They came to the forest area where Eloise was supposed to be hiking. They started searching for Eloise. There was no sign of Eloise. 4 days after the search, the authorities were like, look, we need to call off the search because I don't think Eloise is here. So, call off the search, and everybody went home. 2 days after they've called off the search, a hunter, he happened to see Eloise in the forest. She was just pushed up against a tree, dehydrated, delusional. She just looked crazy. At first, she was scared of the hunter, obvious reasons that it might be the person that is stalking her. Maybe she saw that he's not a threat. She just decided to follow him, and that was how he led her out of the forest, and that was how Eloise was found. She gave a detailed explanation that she has been chased for 2 to 3 weeks in the woods. She didn't know why, she didn't know who was chasing her, but she knew she was being chased, and she had just been running for 2 to 3 weeks in the forest, and she was lost. She didn't even know where she was. So it's even a miracle that this hunter actually saw her and actually saved her. But some people felt, she was just having a mental breakdown. People in the area actually stated that, that there were white men in the forests, probably cannibals, I don't know. He said there were white men in the forest and they don't think it was a mental breakdown. But I'm too glad that she's alive.